Alright, so I got a special little video for you guys today, considering that I won't have time to make a whole lot over this week. We have some stuff going on at work, and I'm just not going to get a chance to make a whole lot or work on projects. So, I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about fabricating, welding, and what's going to be the best welder for you and the best welder to meet your application. God knows there's tons of reviews on welders and different setups and different processes and everything like that. So I'm not going to really get into that just because of how much there is out there. And if you do a little research, you can narrow it down pretty quick on what kind of welder, what brand, and everything like that. What I'm more going to talk about is what setup is going to work for you when you're first getting started, and what do you actually need. So, what are the different processes when it comes to welding? There are several processes, but the main processes that we would use today are TIG, MIG, and stick. They're all going to meet different needs, and they're all going to have different applications. However, for the most homeowner-based application is going to be MIG welding. Why do you say that? It is the simplest to get started with, and it's the easiest to kind of get your feet wet and try your hand at welding. TIG welding is a little bit more advanced and requires a lot more skill and practice. However, if you put in the time, it will pay dividends. Stick welding is a pretty fairly old practice and extremely simple in how it works. Kind of meets a more industrial, heavy-duty application than something really at home. However, it's great for in a pinch when you're out in the field and when you want to weld something pretty thick off of pretty basic equipment. You get a wide variety of rods with arc welding. You can get some stainless rod, you can get some 70-18 mild steel rod, you can run 60-11, 60-10, and they all have different attributes that, again, meet applications. Most of the time, though, the homeowner is going to want something along the lines of a MIG welder. You can run solid wire on a bottle with 75-25 argon CO2 mix, or you can run Flux core. Flux core has the shielding material in the actual wire. Both of them have different applications, and both of them suit different needs. When it comes to a 75-25 setup with solid wire, ER70S6 solid wire, to be specific, you can use it in your home or in a closed environment, but you can't really use it in anywhere outside where there's going to be any winds unless you have just a fairly low wind environment. Whereas flux core you can use pretty much anywhere. You can use it inside as long as it's well ventilated. You can use it outside on heavier material and places in like adverse climates with extreme winds and everything like that. And you don't have to have the materials clean with flux core. It burns a little hotter normally, and it is pretty versatile. However, there are some huge downsides to flux core. Flux core isn't going to give you the cleanest weld right off the bat, and it's going to be really hard to use on thinner materials like sheet metal and exhaust tubing, just because of the heat level that it produces. It's a very hot arc, and it doesn't give you that nice clean finish. You got to work for it. You definitely have to clean it up. Now that's not saying you can't get some great results on Flux Core. You absolutely can, but it is far more challenging. When it comes to a 75-25 setup, you can pretty much hook it up and run decent welds right off the bat with very little practice, as long as you follow some guidelines on settings and gas metering. And it's, like I said, it's going to give you pretty good results right out of the box. So as far as what's going to work best for most homeowners or home use, a MIG welder with solid wire and a gas setup is going to be a really good route. Now there are other processes that work great at home as well. You can get a pretty basic TIG setup for right around $800. Probably not the best quality machine in the world, but it would get you in the door and probably help you learn something along the way. TIG welding will require you to put in some more effort, though. It's not going to come to you within a day or two unless you're just naturally gifted. Most people are going to have to do some research, and most people are going to have to practice. Some of the best resources for TIG welding, though, can be found on YouTube. Welding Tips and Tricks is one of my favorites, and he provides a great resource to learn TIG welding and to learn welding processes in general. He's fantastic, so I would highly recommend him. If you put in the time and you want to spend a little bit more money, TIG welding will pay off in the long run. It's far more versatile than MIG welding and gives you the capabilities to do everything from super thin material all the way up to fairly thick material with confidence. So I hope you guys like this video, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at CenterTrack Fabrication and at S13Death for the Death Cart Instagram. I'd also want you to take a look at Chappie2006. He's my partner in crime, my buddy that has been helping me out with this stuff for years now. And he has a badass 260Z on airbags. I'm sure you guys have seen some of it on Braden's channel. Be sure you check it out. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.